Hey everyone, it's Shaz Jones, host of BibleHax, and I'm just reading in John 13, and I thought I'd share a few thoughts with you. So it's where Jesus is washing the feet of the disciples, and he comes to Peter, and Peter says to him, Lord, are you washing my feet? And Jesus answered and said to him, What am I doing? What I am doing, you do not understand now, but you will know after this. And I love that because it's setting Peter up for a transformative experience. He's literally saying, there's stuff that you don't know now. And after this experience, there'll be stuff that you do know. So you're going to change, you're going to gain something from this experience. And so Peter says to him, You shall never wash my feet. It's like, no, not interested. It's a hard no from me. I don't know if you've ever had a sales conversation like that. But what Jesus does is so wonderful. He answers him and says, If I don't wash you, you have no part with me. And it completely turns around his client, Peter. So Peter says to him, Lord, well, don't just do my feet then, do my hands, do my head. I'm all in. What else have you got? Can you come around the house? Actually, the kids are coming tomorrow. Can you come when they're there? Can we pick your brains for a few hours? Like I'm sure you have those conversations too where they're like, I want more than you're offering. And so Jesus says to him, If you are bathed, you only need to wash your feet. You're completely clean if I just wash your feet, but not all of you. And then he's talking about Judas and what goes on with that whole saga. Leave that drama for another day. I just wanted to focus on this, that we can have conversations that take people on a roller coaster kind of journey really quickly. Like initially, Peter is, I don't understand. And Jesus says, I know. You're not going to understand until you actually go through the process, until you experience what I'm offering. And then he's like, nah, no way. He goes, from I don't understand to, oh, now I understand and I don't want it at all. And then he goes to, I'm all in. And it's a really quick, short conversation. So I want you to just think about sales conversations that aren't long and drawn out. There's not lots of detail. It's just those three kind of phases, helping them understand that this is a transformative experience. How are they going to change? How will their life be better? What will they know then that they don't know now? Or how will they be then? How will they feel then? What does your product or service offer to them? And then if they have objections, even if it's a total hard objection, turning them around and saying, well, if you're not interested in this offer, then nothing that I have for you can help you. And if they are your follower, if they are already acquainted with all of the value that they give, they won't want everything taken away. In fact, it'll probably drive them to go the other way. Now, Peter is a very up and down, kind of all or nothing extreme person. So not every prospect will be like this. But when you come across a prospect like this is something that you can do. And it's also not just for sales conversation. This template here is really good for when you're designing your product. So I heard an interview quite a while ago with one of the founders of Airbnb, and he went through this process where he said, okay, what's a one-star process? If someone turns up an Airbnb and the directions were wrong on the website and they got lost and it's been a horrible night. They get there and the host hasn't let them in. They're not there. They've just left a key and they go to the fridge and there's nothing in the fridge, and like a really bad kind of experience. What's the biggest hard no, I'm out objection kind of scenario that you can imagine? And then go to the other extreme and go, okay, what's the most elaborate, extravagant, 11-star kind of experience that we could offer to someone? And he was like, they fly into the country, arrive at the airport, and there's like this screaming mob of fans, like Beatlemania, holding up placards, going, "Welcome, we're Airbnb guests. We're so glad that you're here, Jonathan," or whatever it is. You found out before that the reason that he's coming is because he loves surfing, and so you've put surfboards in his room. You've changed the decor so there's a cushion with a surfboard on it. It speaks to everything that he loves about it. You've got a breakfast set up for him ready to go so he can hit the beach early, doesn't have to worry about anything else other than surfing. You've put the weather forecast out ready for him. He knows exactly which direction the wind is coming, how many meters the waves are going to be, what the swell's like, the weather direction. You're going to pick him up, take him to the beach and his surfboard so he doesn't have to worry about it. Like designing that, oh Lord, not just my feet, but my hands, my hand, everything, I'm all in. Design that experience as well. And then do what Jesus did and just go, no, this is what I'm offering. You don't need the all-in thing. And we don't want you all out either, but this is what you need, or this is what I can give you. This is the best thing that I can design for you. So Airbnb, like they don't have a screaming mob at the airport. The best they might do is give you directions on the website. Some hosts might even give you an Uber voucher or something like that, but it's much more sustainable than the 11-star experience. So think about your product or service. What is the best way that you could absolutely wow all of your clients so that they go, oh, you'd be crazy not to be all in on this? And what is like the worst experience that they could have? What are the biggest objections that they would absolutely hate, that it would be a real hassle for them? So they're like, no, I'm all out. And then try and design like a Goldilocks solution. Not too hot, not too cold, just right. What is something that you can sustainably deliver that is your strengths, that you've defined, that you're in control of, that you know will give them a transformative experience, a good outcome, but isn't at the extreme where you're going to go broke and can only deliver it once, or or they're going to hate it and never come back again. So I hope that helps. First of all, with your sales conversations and turning prospects around, a really quick turnaround, but extreme results from all out to all in. And also with your product design, what is a service or a good that will make people go, oh, this is really cool. This is a 5-star experience. Hey, if you like the podcast, how about you give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts? It really helps other people to discover the program. It's the biggest compliment you can give me. It's kind of like letting me wash your feet. Okay, have a great week. Thanks for listening. Bye.